A girl is all alone. There is no one to come and help her. Far away from the city, in the middle of a cave jungle, there is a hidden place which no one knows about. For 132 days, the girl has been hiding there. She has been hiding among thousands of people who were inhuman in the name of humans. A small mistake, and something could have happened to the girl, which the girl could not even imagine. What would have been done in this place? No one could have come out of this place alive. No, it is not imaginary. It is a real incident. I will show you the real picture of the real characters at the end of the video. Along with that, I will also tell you what was the nature of those people in the transformation. The movie made with the world's most famous incident, Colonia. So the movie starts. The year is 1923, where it is seen that there is a political riot in Chile. Chile is a small country in South America. The American government wanted to elect Chile's nationalist and communist leader Salvador. But the general public liked Salvador. The supporters of Salvador were protesting for the whole country's Salvador. The situation in Chile was becoming more and more like a civil war. On the other side, we see Lena, the air hostess. Then Lena and her other colleagues and Lena's best friend, pilot Roman, are seen going somewhere in a car. It is seen on the road that some rioters were protesting. And because of this, Lena's car is parked there. Lena comes and sees her boyfriend Daniel among the rioters. Here we know that Daniel and Lena live in Germany. That is, they are German citizens. Even if they are Germans, they were protesting for Daniel Chile. Lena goes to Daniel's house, and there they gossip. Yes, they do all this. So at night, Daniel goes to a meeting with Lena. And here we know that Daniel is actually a photographer. He came to Chile 4 months ago, and now he thinks that Chile is his own country. He wants Chile's independence. He creates various posters here for the movement. One morning, a call comes to Daniel. Hearing the conversation, Daniel is very scared. Daniel tells Lena that we have to leave this place right now. They won't leave us. Daniel knows that an army has been formed in Chile. That is, the power of Chile is not in the hands of the government now. Now the power of Chile is in the hands of the army chief. In addition, the army is arresting supporters of El Salvador. So we have to flee from here right now. Saying this, Daniel comes out with Lena, and they keep fleeing. Seeing them, the army is violently oppressing the rioters on the road. Daniel starts taking those pictures on his camera. An army officer sees Daniel in this photo, and he takes Daniel and Lena to the same place with the rest of the rioters. After a while, everyone is taken to a large stadium. A man is brought in whose face was covered. That man keeps recognizing the people who were protesting for El Salvador. At one point, he also recognizes Daniel, and says that this man is creating posters for the rioters. Hearing this, the army takes Daniel to a white ambulance. Seeing all this, Lena was in great pain, but he had no way to save Daniel. The next day, Lena and many others are left behind. Lena goes to Daniel's house, where everything is in a state of chaos. Lena sees the picture of him and Daniel together there. It can be seen that Daniel was being brutally tortured. He is asked who else is with you. Daniel knows that there is no one with me. I live in Germany, and I am not involved with this riot. Then Daniel is given an electric shock of 1,000 volts. On the other hand, Lena goes to meet Daniel's friends. Lena tells them that Daniel has been taken somewhere by an ambulance. You save. Hearing this, the rest say that Daniel has been taken to a place to the south. It is a completely separate place. He has been taken there for a few days. The place is called Colonia Dignitat. No one knows what's going on in there. Lena says, go where you belong and save Daniel, because Daniel was working for you. The rest tell Lena that this is not a fight between you and Daniel. This is a fight of all people, and that's why they don't want to worry about Daniel. On the other hand, there is a serious crime against Daniel. Lena is shown going to the MNC International Embassy to find out about Colonia. There, a senior official tells Lena that Colonia is an area established many years ago, It is a very good place and the government has also approved this place. Lena was about to say something. At this time, the man points to Lena and says, "You say thank you and goodbye to me." Lena can't understand anything. Lena says thank you and goodbye to the man. After this, the man closes the room there and plays a song on the radio and says, "There is a microphone here. Everyone will listen to us. That's why I didn't want to tell you anything." Now the man starts talking about Colonia. He says to Lena, "Looking at Colonia, it seems like a charitable mission. I mean, it's a good job for people. But actually it's a cult. It's run by a man named Paul Schaefer. Paul Schaefer is nicknamed Pious. Paul Schaefer was in Germany before. He was a religious preacher here. Christian religion. After the war, Paul came here with his followers and created a place called Colonia. No one knows what actually happens inside Colonia. And the most important thing is that it is possible to enter Colonia once. But it is not possible to leave. Lena knows all this and makes sure that she goes to Colonia. After dressing up like a missionary, Lena gets into a bus and goes to Colonia. In a while, Lena reaches Colonia. Seeing Lena, Colonia is surrounded by bars. A woman named Gazella opens the gate and brings Lena inside. Gazella asks Lena, "Do you want to be like us?" Lena says yes. "I came here to be like you." Then Gazella takes Lena to the office. At that time, Lena sees a boy coming out of the confession room to pray. Here it is said that the confession room is a room like this in the Christian church, where a person can go and ask for forgiveness for his sins, and he can accept it to God. He asks the boy, "What happened to you? Why are you crying?" Then Gazella comes and tells Lena to stay away from the boy. Now Lena goes to the confession room. Paul was sitting there. Paul asks Lena, "Why did you come here?" Lena knows, "I want to go to God. That's why I came here." Lena acts in such a way that no one can understand her real intention. Paul asks Lena, "Do you know me?" Lena says, "You are pious. You help everyone to go to God." Paul asks, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Lena says, "No, I don't have a boyfriend. I want to go to God. I want to go to religion." She tells Lena, "Take off your dress." Lena takes off her dress in fear. Paul comes to Lena and keeps saying, "Why did you come here? Tell me the truth." Lena says, "I came for you. You need me." Hearing this, Paul grabs Lena. "Understand the matter." Then, Gazella takes Lena and shows her room. Gazella knows women, children and boys are kept separately here. And then some more girls come there. Looking at the faces of those girls, it seems that they are not good here. There is some mystery in this place. Something is going on in everything. Lena meets a girl named Dorothea there. Dorothea knows the story. She will get married very soon. Before Dorothea says anything else, before that, Gazella comes there and gives everyone a tablet to eat. Why she gives the tablet, it will be known later. On the other hand, Daniel is also in this colony, and he was admitted to the hospital because it was very dangerous. Doctors know, because of the electric shock, Daniel's condition has worsened. When will Daniel recover? They can't say that, and Daniel is seen as a mental patient. The next day, Lena goes to work on the field with the rest of the girls. Lena gets tired of working and falls there, and looking at this, Gazella keeps hitting him. Lena says, "Give me some water. I want to drink water." Gazella brings a bucket of water. Lena will go to get water. At the same time, Gazella says, "If the water in this bucket is less before evening, then there is a terrible curse written on your head. This is the rule here. That is, he will be given a bucket of water. But even if that curse is true, he will not be given a drop of water before evening." Like this, 8 days pass. On the 9th day, Lena gets the opportunity to talk to Dorothea. She tells Dorothea, "There is a separate place for boys and girls here. Then you are getting married." "And how do you know that, boy?" Dorothea knows that in the mixed parade, she met her boyfriend Dieter. Lena asks, "What is the mixed parade?" Dorothea says, "When a big guest comes here, then everyone is dressed beautifully. And at the same time, boys and girls are brought together. and there he met Dieter. Lena asks, when was the mix parade last? Darla says, 3 years ago. Lena wants to know, okay, after that day, that is, after the mix parade, how did you meet your boyfriend? Darla knows, after that, we never met. Lena is shocked. After that, one day, Paul calls everyone to the hall. There was a dead person in the middle of the hall. Paul kept thinking that he will be able to bring the dead person back to life. Except Lena, the rest of the hall believed Paul. Actually, when a person becomes very blind to religion, then they don't know what they are doing right, what they are doing wrong, what should be believed and what should not be done. So, these people here, they were so blind to religion, so blind, they don't believe that it is possible to bring this dead person back to life. The dead person never comes back to life. And usually, this person never comes back to life. Then a person starts screaming, we have a lot of sinners among us. And because we have a lot of sinners, that's why this dead person is not coming back to life. Understand now, the mother and sister of logic have become one. Not everyone believes this story. Then, after 36 days, the scene is shown where the doctor brings Daniel to a factory. The doctor talks to a man named Bernard. The doctor calls Daniel Hans. And it is seen that Daniel is behaving like a madman. He has gone crazy due to electric shock. The doctor tells Bernard to keep an eye on Hans. It is seen that he tells Gisela Lena, everyone here likes you a little more. And the doctor likes you a little more, right? Actually, Gisela saw that the doctor was telling something to Lena. And to get the story out of Lena's mouth, she says the same things. Gisela says the doctor is getting married very soon. Hearing this, Lena says, yes, I heard this too. Gisela then wants to know about the doctor's husband. Lena says, I don't know much. But the doctor's husband's name is Dieter. On the other hand, Daniel works. The man named Bernard, who was keeping an eye on Daniel. After he left, it was seen that Daniel was in a very healthy state. That is, he was just pretending to be crazy. Daniel goes into a locked room where he can see a camera. And just then Bernard comes to that room. And Daniel starts acting crazy again. At night, Gisela starts taking Doro to one place. Lena hides behind them. Seeing Lena, Doro was brought to a room where there were many men inside. Paul keeps telling everyone that there is a devil in Doro's body. Before Doro says anything, Paul calls out Doro's boyfriend's name. And Doro's boyfriend says to Dieter, hit Doro hard. We have to get the devil out of Doro. There's a devil in him. Dieter didn't want to hit Doro, but he can't disobey Paul. So Dieter hits Doro hard. And Paul tells everyone else, start hitting Doro hard, because we have to get the devil out of him. And then everyone here starts hitting Doro hard. Lena was watching all this and was wondering, what kind of world is this? What's going on here? These people are worse than the devil. At this time, Lena suddenly looks at Daniel. And at the same time, a man sees Lena there. And he says, there is a door in the window. Hearing this, Paul goes to the window. At that time, Lena runs away from there. Lena comes to his room and sleeps. Paul comes to the girls' room in the afternoon. And he can see all the girls sleeping separately. The next day, Lena hides and goes to meet Ursel. Ursel is a nurse at the hospital there. Lena asks Ursel about the fear. And she asks Ursel, how can I go to the meeting that men had yesterday? Because he saw Daniel there. And to talk to Daniel, he has to go to that meeting. But Ursel goes there before telling him anything. Daniel is seen hiding a torch in his own room. He was working on a plan in his head. On the other hand, Lena comes in front of a window while working. And he opens the closet and hides there. And he did it for this. Because he knew that if any rule is broken in the colony, then he will be taken among all the men and tortured. And as long as Daniel will be among those men, he will fall in front of Daniel. That's why he broke this rule. And his plan succeeds. That night, Lena is brought to the men's meeting. Lena came there, but Daniel was not there that day, because Daniel was trying to escape from there that night. Then he starts killing Lena. And he keeps doing various crimes in the name of Lena. And he keeps saying the same way that Lena is possessed by the devil. The rest of the men are also told to kill Lena. When everyone is going to kill Lena, at that time, a wire breaks through Daniel's leg. And when the wire breaks, the alarm starts ringing. And the meaning of the alarm was that someone was trying to escape from the colony. Everyone started digging in the bag to see if anyone was trying to escape from the colony. Daniel touches the wire to escape, but he falls down due to the electric shock of high voltage. Everyone can see Daniel in some way, and as they know Daniel is crazy, because Daniel was crazy, that's why they think that Daniel may have touched the wire by mistake. So for this incident, there was no more crime on Lena that day. Paul goes to Lena and says, "Don't make the same mistake again." It goes on like this for 130 days. 130 days. As soon as Paul was seen, he was teaching children's songs. And from there, he takes 3 children with him. And he decides to fight with these children, which is a very cruel thing. And since this movie was made with a true story, so it's much better for these people. Then it is seen that the people of the colony are given new clothes. They are decorated beautifully, because today the general of Chile, Pinochet, will come here. After Pinochet's arrival, the men and women join in a mixed parade, and Daniel and Lena look at each other. Daniel is very surprised to see Lena. He can't even imagine that the one he loved, that girl, has come to this hell for him with so much on her mind. The two of them stand next to each other. Lena says, "I have a duty in the potato shop tonight. You come there." Daniel holds Lena's hand, and Lena puts the cross locket in Daniel's hand. It's night. Lena and Daniel meet. Daniel says to Lena, "The children here do not know their parents, because after the birth of the child, within 3 months, the child must be taken away from his mother." Lena asks him, "How do you know so much?" Daniel says, "The people here think I'm crazy. That's why they talk about all this in front of me." Daniel says, "There is no way to escape from here. There are bars all around. And if you touch it, you will be shocked by thousands of mistakes." Speaking of which, Daniel notices something strange in the ground. Daniel and Lena see a tunnel under the ground. Daniel goes inside the tunnel, and he keeps checking what is there. But at this time, Lena hears the sound of Gisela's car. She quickly touches Daniel's face, and sits there and peels potatoes. Gisela comes and takes Lena. Meanwhile, Daniel finds his torture room in the tunnel. That is, the room in which he was tortured. The next day, Paul sends Lena. Paul tells Lena, "Keep an eye on Orsul, because I think Orsul is hiding something from us." Then it is seen that Orsul has come to Lena. Orsul says, "I came here at the age of 9. Lena asks, "Your parents?" He says, Lena is fascinated by him. She says, "Gisela is my mother." On the other hand, Daniel's physical test is being done, because today a poisonous gas will be used on him, which Paul has made for the new president of Chile. And with Daniel's clothes, the cross given by Lena falls there. Orsul sees the cross. In that cross, Daniel and Lena's picture is also seen together. At night, it is seen that Lena has come to work again in the potato shed. That's where Daniel comes to him. Daniel says, "I searched the whole tunnel. The tunnel is blocked with an iron door in one place. I think there is a way out of here with that door." Daniel says, "Lena, we have to run away from here tonight, because the next day a poisonous gas will be used on me. And if this happens, then I won't stay in the middle." Daniel also took some pictures inside the tunnel with the camera. He shows them to Lena. Daniel took his camera from the locked room instead of his work. Anyway, the car sounds at this time, and listening to this, Daniel hides in the tunnel. Lena sees a picture that Daniel had taken. There is a picture in it. She hides that picture under the bucket. In a while, Gisela comes to the potato shed with Orsul. Orsul knows that he forgot to bring a knife, and that's why Gisela goes to bring a knife for Orsul. At this time, Orsul says to Lena, "Paul saw me and told me to keep an eye on you." Lena is surprised. Lena says, "Paul also told me the same thing, that to keep an eye on you." Orsul says, "I know Daniel is the person you love, because I saw his locket." And I can understand that you want to escape from here. Lena refuses. Just then Ghazala comes there. Ghazala finds the picture under the bucket. He takes Lena to Paul. Before Paul asks Lena, "Where did you get this picture?" Before Lena says anything, Daniel comes there. Daniel says, "I gave this picture to Lena." Paul asks, "Daniel, where did you get this picture?" Here he says Daniel was still crazy. Daniel says, "If you say this, Uncle Bernard will kill me." Paul says, "You say no one will kill you." Daniel says, "I got this from Bernard's factory." Here he says, Bernard is the same person who Paul told to keep an eye on Daniel. Paul checks Bernard's factory, and he finds many more pictures there. He finds many more pictures there. Because all the pictures that Daniel took, he took all the pictures and kept them in Bernard's room, so that Paul and Bernard can be misunderstood, and he can be safe. Paul tells Ghazala, "Take Lena away from here." When Lena was going towards the room with Ghazala, suddenly Lena hits Ghazala on the head and kills Ghazala. Daniel also comes there. They both run together. They go to the potato farm. From there, they take Ursel and start running through the tunnel. In this, the story of the escape of Bakir, Daniel and Lena is revealed. Everyone is happy with them. Daniel cuts the iron door and runs with Lena and Ursel. They see water in one place of the tunnel. Daniel thinks, what will he do? Because there was no other way. On the other hand, Paul gets many tablets from Daniel's bed. It means that Daniel did not take the tablets given by them. Here it is said the tablets given to them were a kind of medicine. On the other hand, Daniel sees a way to go into the water. He tells the rest the same. And one by one, they keep coming out of the water. And when they were going under the water, Ursel's bed gets stuck in a wire. He was almost drowning in that water. But Daniel came at the right time and saved Ursel. Then they get out of the tunnel. They are able to get out of the colony. Ursel thanks Lena. And at the same time, Ursel's feet fall into a trap. And a bullet comes from the spring gun and hits Ursel's body. Ursel dies there. Lena is very sad to see Ursel's death. Daniel tells Lena, "You have to cross the bay from here." They somehow come to the city and go to the German embassy. But the problem does not leave them. Then Daniel shows the pictures of the embassy. The embassy staff gives them a passport and says, "There is a German flight in a week." They do not have a German flight, so they have to stay in Chile for a week. But staying in Chile for a week is a big risk, because Paul has started looking for them. Lena calls her friend Roman, who was shown in the movie for the first time, and he knows that Roman has a flight from here today. Lena tells Roman to take them by flight. The embassy staff calls Paul. He was Paul's agent, and he knows all this, that Lena and Daniel are going to Germany with all the evidence of Paul and the colony. The ambassador says, "You will be safe with me. I will take you to the airport on my own." The German ambassador takes Daniel and Lena to the airport. But the car of the people who enter the airport was going the other way. The ambassador says, "I'm going the other way so that Paul's people can't see me." And the ambassador comes to the airport and tells them to wait in a room. Looking at Roman on this side, Lena has not yet boarded the plane. He was worried. And Daniel and Lena see at this time that the ambassador's car they came in was Paul's. And to take them to Paul, they have to be locked in this room. They try to get out of the house, but the door was locked from that side. Paul takes the ambassador to that room. But at that time, Lena and Daniel start running away. Daniel and Lena take a car and start going towards the plane. Paul's people follow them. But Daniel and Lena somehow get on that plane. The plane is attacked. Paul can't take care of them anymore. Roman on this side will start the plane. At this time, Paul calls the control tower to cancel the flight. Roman is instructed by the control tower to cancel the flight. This flight will not fly now. Lena forbids Roman to cancel the flight, because she says, "If I stay in Chile, then Daniel and I will die." Roman breaks the rules and starts the plane's engine again. Finally, he takes Lena and Daniel from Chile to Germany, and the movie ends here. This movie was based on a true story of Chile, and it was based on the reality of the colony. The colony was brutally attacked. Within 40 years, only 5 people were able to escape from the colony. The story of the colony's atrocity spreads internationally, but the Chilean government does not support Paul. In 2004, the Chilean government arrested Paul from Argentina after the launch of Pinochet, and Paul was sentenced to 33 years for other crimes. In 2010, Paul died, and this is Paul's picture. If you liked the video, please like it and share it. See you in the next video.